Welcome to the Chillin y Spillin podcast. Two college best friends stay chilling y spilling the tea on anything and everything from life experiences, relationship advice, pop entertainment news, and culture. Your new besties are waiting for you to join the conversation. Here are your hosts, Emily and Hector. Hey, what's up? Welcome to Chillin y Spillin. My name is Emily.
What's up? You already know. It's Hector. And today we're going to be talking about family. But before we get into that, so we've dropped a couple episodes by now, about 3. How do you think that's been going? Like, what are your thoughts on it so far?
I think we've been getting lots of love. However, I'm greedy.
Okay.
We need some more love, okay?
Ooh.
I need people that are listening, that are listening. I want you to like, subscribe,
Share
our YouTube channel. We need more followers on that. I need, you to follow us on TikTok and Instagram.
Damn. She said all the above.
I want all of the above. I'm a greedy person, so I need to see some love. I guess I'm a Leo and I want to, we're both Leo, so we both want the attention. So come give us some love and we'll love you back. Please subscribe. Like 5-star only, okay?
Ooh. Nothing less.
But what do you think? How do you think it's going?
Shoot. So I'm looking at like how I'm talking because I'm a very like, I don't know, analytic. That's a big word too.
Shoot.
Yeah, I'm just like, who the fuck is that person? Like, I'm so quiet, and it's like, just letting y'all know, I swear I'm only like that with my family. But yeah, seasonal depression's gone. Fall's coming, so that wardrobe gonna be slapping pretty soon. But fuera.
Yeah.
But speaking of family, today's topic's about family and what we think about. So I already know, like, bitch, our viewership's gonna go up because our families are a bunch of chismosas, and they're gonna be like, did this person talk about me? It's like, obviously.
You know
So,
who you are.
Let's get into it.
Period. Let's
All right,
go.
All right. So, Emily,
Mm-hmm.
what was it like growing up and being the baby of the family?
Okay. That shit, it's good and bad.
Okay.
But for the most part, I feel like it has, like, now that I'm older, it's starting to bite me in the ass, being the littlest in the family, being the baby, because it's like I feel like all my accomplishments are like secondhand, like appreciated. Because like I think for myself, because since I have an older sibling, like they've already gone through it first, and I feel like now that it's my turn the second time around, like it's like yeah, like congratulations, but it's not as big as how we went for my brother. Like it's like I want that hype too, like, you know what I mean? Like, because still, like, I feel like, honestly, maybe in another world I would have been like a first child. And I would have slayed at that shit too. Because I feel like,
dimension.
yeah. Because I feel like I have that dominance, like that. Like, the Leo power in me wants to be like the leader and, like,
for sure,
trailblaze like the way to, so that others can follow. Just kidding.
Tell us how you really feel.
No, just kidding. No, but I think I liked it when I was little because I would get away with things. Yeah,
Give us an example. Give us an example.
Like, like, as a cuenta, like, my parents would be like, hey, ponte a lavar los trastes, or like, you gotta like go lavar the ropa and stuff like that. And I'd be like, I'm too tiny to go do that. And and I was like, pinche, like 9 years old, like, like, where I'm like already like grown enough to like be like washing stuff, and then like my sibling would have to do it. Yeah, so because I would play the little card, but that bites me in the ass because now that I'm older, they're still like, you're too young to go out and to be doing this and to go clubbing and blah blah blah. Ooh. So that's where it bites me, because then like I'm like, what the heck, like, dude, I'm already 23 years old, like I cannot be treated as a kid. But I feel like in a Hispanic household, like, if you're still living under the roof, you're still like,
you gotta follow the rules.
Yes, you're still tiny. You're still, their baby, and no se te va a quitar unless like you move out or something. But what about you? I gotta know.
Shoot, So I agree what you said about like being like it's beneficial. I don't know if beneficial is the right word, but like when you're younger,
Mhm.
obviously it's like you have that cutesy little title, but then when you grow older, it's like what the fuck? Like I feel like because you're the baby of the family, even like when you grow older,
Mhm.
um, I feel like you're kind of looked down upon. Like
Mm.
you don't really, how do I say, like you don't like even at like say like whatever age you are,
Mhm.
you're like, okay, I want to do this. It's like, no, you're still the baby. You can't. It's like I'm a full grown bitch. Like like let me do what I want to do. And then the same about like being it's always being compared to like relatives or siblings. It's like you're just constantly like minimalized, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I feel about like growing up as like the baby of the family. I know like my siblings are gonna be like, I know y'all are listening. I know they're gonna be like, well, he's the baby, like he's spoiled. It's like, nah, bitch, it comes with like other it's a double what's it called? This the
Like double-edged sword.
yeah,
Okay.
that white people saying. um yeah, it's just like I wanna have fun. It's like, oh you can't do this, like you can't bitch, I'm oop,
Mhm.
oop.
Yeah.
We're gonna blow that out.
I know you need a taste.
Oop.
I'm falling in love. Give a little,
Oop,
Mhm.
oop.
get it well done.
It's like, let me drink or something. It's like, no,
Yeah.
like you should be drinking apple juice. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
it's not the same anymore. And then the same about accomplishments is like, well, it doesn't feel as impressive because this person's already done it.
Mhm.
Or even when there is a new accomplishment, it just feels like, okay, well, you're finally holding your end of,
Mhm.
essentially your role. So that's what I kind of feel about like growing up as the baby of the family.
Okay, I don't know about you, but at least
Hmm.
in my family, I've always been like the calm one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, even if I was spoiled, like, don't you think I kind of like, I should be rewarded for me being like,
Yeah.
like calm, like because no, I nunca fui desmadrosa.
Hmm.
Like I feel like I was very like chill, and I'm like, I don't think I was like I feel like I was very level headed. I was like really like um academically like on the right path. Like I was a good child. So
Hmm.
nothing that I did was like as crazy as what my brother would do. So at the same time, even though I was babied, I shouldn't have been babied because I was very like centered in what I
Yeah.
was supposed to do and how I was gonna approach it and this and that. So that's why I feel like, that's why I'm like, man, I should have been like the older sibling, like where I
Yeah.
feel like I had things in control
Yeah.
and I didn't really rely on other people. However, like I feel like I don't know about you, but too like my sibling would be like, this was hard and this figuring this out and blah blah blah. But I'm like, I went through that and I figured it out. It wasn't as I don't
Yeah.
know, like it just made it seem to be
Yeah.
like, oh my god, this so much harder. Which I'm not discrediting. Like
Mhm.
it could have been, but except for my part, like it wasn't
Mhm.
like I felt like I was a really like rule follower for being a baby, and I don't know how, at least in my family situation, that's how it was. Like I did everything, but I feel like even like if I was rewarded or babied or like spoiled, like I mean, I don't think it was too much. I don't think I asked for what
Just what you feel like you deserve.
what I deserved
Yeah.
and what I did. Like like
Yeah. No,
because
I get you. I
because
get
it's
you.
like, dude, okay, got straight A's. Okay, like take me to a movie, like, or
Yeah.
like I
It's
feel
like,
like it
oh,
wasn't
you're so spoiled.
spoiled.
Yeah,
Like
you're
I'm like,
asking for
or
everything.
yeah, or better yet, or like I forgot one more like other things. Like my one time, my parents took me to Not Berry Farm, just me
Mhm.
and my parents, because I did well, like one time in grades. And they were like, and they took me out of school. I didn't go to school that day, and they're like, "We're
Mhm.
gonna take you to Knott's," and I was like, "Cool," but I'm like, I don't think that was spoiled. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like in my head, I feel
I
like
mean, to us, we're always never gonna see ourselves as spoiled.
I know, but I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Had I been like, had I had another sibling,
Mhm.
maybe, like, maybe they get away with things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe maybe if I see it from the point of view of being the older sibling, my brother would have been like, "Oh yeah, she got away with this," or not doing the trastes and all that
Mhm.
shit, and it left it off to him. But anyways, yeah. I mean, I don't know. For my personal experience, it's good and bad.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just gonna end off with I just hate how it's like, bruh, they were doing stuff in high school and I can't even do that as like a grown person. It's like, what the
Yes!
fuck?
Oh my god! And they have like the good stories too. Like I feel like I don't
Yeah.
have any juicy
Well, I
stories.
got some good stories, but it's like that's because I wasn't honest. You just gotta work around
No,
those ways.
honestly, I'm a goody two shoes. I don't think I wouldn't do anything like wild because
Nah, fuck that. If you get straight A's, me, you deserve to at least do something.
I know, but it's still crazy. Like I feel like I said, I feel like in my head, like I don't know. It's like self control.
I'm good.
I don't know. That's how I guess I was taught.
Now
I
you're
know.
shading me.
Yeah. No,
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
like no. I'm
Just
just like
kidding.
I'm so lame. Then like I don't know. Like I feel like everybody has some good shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've done. What did I like? I stayed out like 1 hour past curfew. Like I don't know. Like it's so lame. But anyways, so that's our point of view
Mhm.
of being the baby of the family.
We're for sure gonna hear about it.
Yes. But obviously, I think within a family, there's always like certain dynamics for different
Mm.
families,
Mhm.
right? I want to know what's kind of like your dynamic in your family with what's the family that's in your household and maybe extended family and like with tios, tias, the grandparents, the cousins,
Mhm.
because it's different. Like I feel like
Not for me.
no? Okay.
No.
So elaborate on that, the
All right.
dynamic. As the cuenta, like, what would I see or how would I guess, visualize you in the household, like, if I was, like, a fly on the wall? Like,
Oh shit.
I want to
Okay.
know, like, what am I
Yeah.
going to be here?
I'm gonna
Like,
give y'all the real tea right here.
Mhm.
So if y'all know, I shouldn't say if y'all know me. So if you know me as a friend,
mhm.
you know like how like charismatic and eccentric I am and like how much like I make people laugh and like the crazy shit I do. But it's like when I'm with my family, I feel like I'm so quiet. It's so bad cuz I don't really have ooh, this is going to get me in trouble. I don't have like a connection with my family. If I'm going to be brutally honest, like
Mhm.
I don't feel comfortable with them and I don't know if I ever will because as like growing up there's like you want to be that good child and everything. So I feel like I pretty much practically gave myself the title of like, oh, the straight A like always does good and all that. So I feel like trying to live up to that, I became someone I wasn't. And that kind of merged with my personality. So it's like now I'm stuck as this person who's like just in this weird zone. And it's like, ooh, yeah, I just don't know if I'll ever be comfortable with my family. And I'm open to having that conversation. You know what? Okay, so I kind of wrote something. I'm gonna read it down because obviously I can't formulate sentences for some reason.
It's okay.
But I don't know if this is just a Gen Z thing, or I don't even know if you agree with this. But I kind of wrote. So this
Let me
for sure
know.
gonna get me in trouble. I
It's
wrote.
okay.
I don't follow the ideology that we should maintain relationships with our family just because we're family, regardless of how they treat us. I'm not going to sacrifice my happiness and peace for anyone. I don't care who you are. If you make me feel less than, then obviously I'm not going to want to maintain a relationship with you, let alone constantly surround myself with you. You're not entitled to a relationship with me or a spot in my life just because, we're family and like blood related. And I know not everyone's going to agree with that, but it's like, yeah, when I'm with my family, it's draining because I'm constantly viewing myself in a third point of view, if that makes sense. I'm always like, watch what like your movements, how you talk, and I'm always just quiet. I'm just this completely like boring shit off person. And I remember my friend, they're like, how long do you talk to your family? And everyone's saying like, oh, like these hours and everything. And I was like 5 minutes, and they're like, in a day. I was like, no, a week. And it's like, that's when I knew something was like fucked up. Cause like everyone was saying like, oh, I spend this much time with my family. But for me, it's like, I don't know. I just don't have that bond with them. And it's just really awkward. Ooh, I'm gonna share a story. So
Yeah.
not to like go off tangent, but like, it was this past Thanksgiving. I remember little backstory. For some reason, there was this huge long table that we're all supposed to sit at, like in this one area, but for some reason there was also another table set up. So, everyone's serving themselves and everything. So I finally served myself and it's time to sit down. And there's no more fucking chairs. Like everyone's sitting down. And so I was like, you know what? Like, and people were like, oh, I'll move, I'll sit down or like whatever. And I was just like, nah, like it is what it is. So I decided to sit at that one table. And for some reason, like, this is going to sound so bad, but I was so at peace in that moment. And it's like, I know Thanksgiving's all about like family and all that, but we'll save that for another episode. Enough about me though. What do you have to say?
For me, I feel like I'm pretty much there with you.
Mm-hmm.
For some instances, not all. But actually, wait. I have a question before I like answer though too. Has this been in recent years, like that dynamic you with your family, or has it been like? Because I'm thinking like, was it still like this even though when you were little? Like I'm talking
Ooh.
before
So
teenage Hector.
yeah, I
Or
would say elementary, like everything was totally chill. It wasn't until like middle school where I started like, okay, I have to live up to this ideology of what they think I am.
mm-hmm.
And then that just escalated into like just me being by myself because it's kind of draining.
Because I'm assuming like that transition, like when you like you said middle school.
Yeah.
Okay, middle school. That's when you really start to understand the power of the words, or like
That
words
too.
in general, like
Mhm.
what they're saying to you, kind of, versus when you're like little. I
Mhm.
feel like when you're little, you're still like you like have more fun. You're like more like spunky. You're like more, what I
Yeah,
mean?
you're
Like
kind of not afraid
you're
to
like
be
la la
your
la
authentic
in your
self.
own world. Like,
Yeah.
but then it's like middle school. You're like more self conscious. Like, does this person like me? Like, right? Or like,
Mhm. It's not more of a self-conscious thing. It's just I don't feel comfortable
okay.
in terms of like, because I don't speak, I hear what they say,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't necessarily agree all the time with what they say.
Okay.
And it's just like I kind of, ooh, this is gonna sound so bad. I just don't want to associate with that kind of energy.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And when I say family, I'm just saying it in general, so no one's like isolated.
Yeah. Okay, I got
Yeah.
that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I totally understand that for sure.
Side eye.
No, because I'm processing like when I started to feel that.
Oh, gotcha.
Because that's why I asked you like if there was a period, like a switch almost.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what I meant. Like at least for myself, I know like when you're little,
Mm-hmm.
yo estaba en mi own mundo. Like I could care less. Like I feel like, but still, like I think when I started, like obviously, like you start learning things, you start like reading things, you start hearing. Like now you're like really paying attention and hearing because now I'm more of aware. Or
Mm-hmm.
like, oh damn, like I should,
Yeah.
that's where it switched for me. Where I'm like, I started making my own thought process of how I viewed the person.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously when I'm little, you're like, oh, you love everybody and everything. And then when you're like older, like you really start to like their actions and their words start to like stick. Or like I can hear them and I understand them now, right? Because I feel like when I was little, I didn't really care. I didn't care and I didn't understand.
Yeah.
So I feel like now that I'm older, like their actions and their words hit me now. Where in the sense like I can say like, oh, I don't vibe with them, or I don't want that energy near me because
Mm-hmm.
like it just brings me down, or there's certain things, right?
Yeah.
So going off of that, like for me, it's a different dynamic with different people. And that's how I would say I am.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's like giving different versions of myself.
Yeah.
Like I'm not fully myself
Mm-hmm.
with them. Like if that makes sense. Like
Yeah,
I don't think
no, I get you.
I don't think my family can say like, oh, I know Emily.
Exactly.
They will.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they will never know that.
I don't even think they could name like my favorite color, if I'm being honest.
Well, I feel like they can name the color, but I feel like the deep stuff, that they like. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I was cuenta, like if they were to be like if somebody say like, oh, Emily said that, I feel like they would be like, nah, she didn't say that, or like,
oh, like kind of like the jokes and all that.
Yeah, like or like I just think like certain things I can't say around them.
Yeah.
But around friends and like
It's
people
like,
that I'm I let
unfiltered.
loose like
Exactly.
that, like the hose is, like the agua is running from the hose, like todo volumen. So that's how I feel like they can. I'm honest. I'm being dead ass. Like they would never be able to say that. Like, oh yeah, I know my kid 100%.
For sure.
Because there's things that I hide, like or like things that I want to keep for myself, or rather, I don't feel comfortable saying, because then I would draw that line that we have between like respecting the parents and elders, like gets blurred.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
and
you're kind of held to like, this is your tia, you have to treat her this way.
and there's a standard like, oh, you can't talk to them a certain way, or you can't, like, you know. So
Yeah.
that's why I hold my tongue. But in reality, in my head, like, I'm going off on you. You know, like sometimes, or like, you know, you think a certain situation, like
Mhm.
you wish you could respond in a certain way, or you can't, or you know, they take you the wrong way because they don't know how you are
Mhm.
too. Because I feel like, well, at least, okay, I'm gonna give an example.
Ooh.
If I joke around with a person, right? But the other one person isn't that, you know, doesn't joke around a lot or doesn't understand
Mhm.
that side of me, they'll think it's serious
Or disrespectful.
or disrespectful.
Yeah.
So see where that kind of get like messy. So
Mhm.
that's why that other person will never know that funny side of me or that joking or sarcastic. You know, like
Yeah.
they take it too much to heart. So that's where I'd be like, that dynamic is weird. But so they'll never know. But I feel like for the most part, it yes, we love each other, but it's also hard to communicate. At least within my household,
Mhm.
certain people I could communicate and we can understand each other, and other people, it's like I'm talking to a wall.
Yeah.
Or better yet, like they don't make the effort to like listen to me and really hear me out, because again, there's the thing about being the baby that they like,
Yeah.
everything you say just kind of goes over their head, and like it's like you're not important, you know. So
Mhm.
for me, I would say that's the dynamic in the family. Like, you know, sometimes yes, we can be really serious. Other times we can have really good moments and fun times.
Mhm.
But the ultimate, I guess, where I'm trying to get to is that um it's a different dynamic for the different people in my family.
For sure.
And I guess for the overall is to, in order for that dynamic to work, there's some people that I have to be quiet with, and then other people that I can be expressive and loud and, you know, communicative. And I'm just selective too, because like how you said, like there's some people that energy wise, like I know we're like gonna butt heads and we're just never gonna get to an agreement.
Mhm.
But I think the end of the agreement is like it's okay to be in disagreement and
Yeah.
be better off separate than together.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's como agua y aceite. They're never, you know?
Yeah.
But you have to, like, you still love them because they're family, and it's better, like,
Yeah. It's okay to like agree to disagree, and you still have to be cordial. But it's just like, it sucks that you have to like censor yourself in a type of way that's like so harsh to like who you are as a person, just to like make other people happy. And that's something like you should never do around like in life, just in general. It's like shit. But anyway, do you have a nickname? Because, you know, Latinos.
see, yes, I do have a nickname.
Mm-hmm.
But let me just elaborate
Okay.
on general nicknames
Mhm.
and Latino culture, families. Like,
Ooh.
okay, don't take this to offense sometimes, you know?
They're kind of meant to be offensive, but
Yeah,
in a joking way.
in a joking way.
Mhm.
So, in basically where I grew up, like, and even to like my family's from Mexico, so they come from a culture where like they dan different names, like nicknames.
Mhm.
So it could be like based on your figure, based
Oh
on like
yeah.
face shape, like
Or insecurities.
insecurities, like a lot of things. So
Yeah.
it could be que la gorda, que el flaco, que, you know, que el sapo, like
Oh,
all
she
these,
rapping.
yeah, like all these names, like, you know, I feel like we all know el pelón, we all know the, you know, I
For
feel
sure,
like
gordo. We all know
la
gordo.
flaca,
Yeah.
we all know, we all know those people in someone in our family.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like it could be I feel like if a non like minority maybe will not know the
Yeah,
thing
they'll be like,
about,
what they call you?
yeah, so they'll probably take it to offense. But I feel like it sucks sometimes because that could lead to an insecurity, like the nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, because hey, si me dicen a mí, I'm fat, yo estoy gordita. So like sometimes that could be like that. I know for me that gave like an insecurity, like, because it's like, oh shoot, like that name is just gonna stick to me like in the back of my head. So even if I do end up, you know, changing it up and getting slim, like I'm still gonna be like, you know,
You're still gonna be known
yeah,
as that
like, yeah.
person. It's gonna be on your grave.
It's gonna be, yeah,
on the tombstone and everything.
literally. So yeah, we grew up, like I said, I'm pretty sure you as well. Family has different nicknames. My nickname it's not even a word. It's kind of like a mashup because I googled it and there's nothing pops up. So it's called La Madre Mosita.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the other one.
Well, that one too, because that
okay.
one my mom uses it, but it's the
Oh.
that one. So the other one is Panchonchita. So it's like kind of gordita, but like I don't know what to call it. Like
We'll put the word somewhere.
yeah, well, yeah. But if you know, you know.
Yeah.
So those are two, but the most often one used in my family is Madre Mosita. So it's funny because I like try to explain it one time to someone else, but it's like madre, like the word madre, and then mosita como ay que hermosita, like so, but it's like together. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, my dad is the one that uses that with me. And pa todo, like oh la madre mosita, and like everybody. Well, everybody except my brother, because that's kind of weird. He said that. But like my parents use that, and my mom sometimes she uses like when she's like, oh you look so cute and like I was going to so cute and chunky, and I just want to eat you up. Like she's like panchonchita. So yes, I'm big. Look at my fingers,
Healthy.
my cheeks, todo. Yeah, I'm not ashamed, because
Period.
we have representation now. We have Lizzo, we have me,
Is
we
she
have
canceled though?
yeah, we'll get to that. But you know what? She was handling business for the big girls.
For sure.
So,
for sure.
so I still gotta give her some credit for that.
Respect.
But yeah, that's my nickname. Yeah, my immediate family only uses it. Not anybody else, because I feel like it's a little weird. I feel like not everybody knows that. And I think just like it's separate. Like, but friends, it's like just M, or yeah. But at least Madre Mosita only. My family, the one in my household, uses that. But what about you?
Shoot. If I'm being honest, so like, how did I get the nickname? I don't even fucking know. Like, I was pretty much born and it was on my birth certificate. Like, they just started calling me that. Yeah, since I was born. Ooh, should I say it? No, I'm not gonna say it because I know these bitches in the streets are gonna fucking call me that.
Oh no!
Like,
ooh, I just outed myself.
We'll bleep it out.
Okay.
If you want, depends.
Okay.
Whatever you want. But yeah, yeah, mine's kind of. I mean, if I was gonna give a hint, it's kind of like there's a cartoon character named that. But I like shoot people, POC people. They say it all the time, so I was like, it's not even. But I'm kind of avoiding it because it's like I want my nephew to call me Theo B.
Oh,
and it's kind of reference to my nickname.
And
it's like, why Theo B? I was like, oh, my nickname. But in reality, it's like, nah, that B stands for baddie. Stands for like all kinds of things. But yeah, nickname, yeah. Like you were saying, they could literally find like the thing about Hispanic culture, just like POC, like I think any language really is like they could get a freaking they'll call you like sandia or something. It could be like the most randomest thing, and that will stick with you for like the rest of your life.
Y los firulaises.
Yeah, or like if you get something from like the elote man, you're ordered. Like if something reminds you of that thing, then it's gonna correlate your whole life. So
does your family give nicknames to your friends?
Ooh,
because that happens a lot in Latino families where you're like,
yeah,
¿te conoces el chicle? Meaning the couple to your sibling, like like whoever is dating, like as a como my, I'm just saying, for example, a cousin, right? Él trae la novia, that the novia is the chicle. So I want to know, like, do you, like when you come in, like somebody like a cousin brings in like a novia or someone like that's or a friend, just do your parents nickname them like la? Whatever.
Like, yeah, I feel like it's more of it's not even a nickname because my parents they do characteristics based off like it's not even offensive. They'll be like, oh, the one with the short hair, or like the person who did cross country, or like just like the most randomest things. I'm like, yeah, that one. But it's like, how the hell do you not remember their names if it's like that's my only friend? No, just kidding. I have multiple, but you know what I'm saying is like, how do you like? It's okay. Sorry, not to rant, but it's like. They always want to know, like, oh, what friend are you going with? Where are you going and all that? But it's like, bitch, you can't even remember the last friend. Like,
yes.
Like, oh my God.
Oh my God, you're speaking right to me. Like, literally, that happens all the time. And it's like, you're not going to know all my friends. Like,
yeah,
for real,
it's like
for
if
real.
the police, like if not manifesting, if
Yeah.
the police, like something happened and the police came, like, who do they hang out with? The one with short hair. Like, what the fuck is that gonna do?
For real. Or like, I don't know, like, okay, my family, I know it's, again, I think it's just like the Hispanic culture in general, but
Mhm.
my parents give nicknames, and even to the novias, and that's why I'm afraid to ever have like a boo thing, because I know
Ooh,
que va a tener,
they're for sure getting a
yeah,
nickname.
and that's why I always said, like, that's why I'm not gonna bring around like the boo thing, because
Mhm.
I'm not saying, like, if you're rotating, like, if you have like different
Oh.
people or different friends, like,
Uh-huh.
they're gonna name
All of
cada
them.
quien, like, like,
They'll have a whole cabinet
Ex-
lettered A through Z.
yeah, so, pero cada quien su own little nickname, and you're like, oh my god, like, because I've seen it happen with other cousins,
Mhm.
and they have nicknames for them, for the significant others at the time, que
Mhm.
nunca se hizo, pero we still talk about them, and it's
Yeah.
still that nickname, so no se la han quitado, and it could be like something, yeah, like how you said, oh, que el pelo rojo, or
Yeah.
whoever it may be, so. Yeah, that's what I want to know. But I
Yeah.
guess it is pretty common. Yeah,
It
my
is,
my
for
parents
sure.
also will never know.
I feel like it's also on TV too, like that part, like that aspect. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of reached mainstream media, so it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's universal now.
yeah, I get that though, for sure. But yeah, that's at least my parents will never know that
Mhm.
part. But that brings me. So
Oh.
we gonna move it up, and get a little get some. We're gonna do some cooking here.
Oh no.
Okay, this is gonna take some, this might get serious or it might get funny. I don't know. It could go either
Ooh.
way. Pero la mera neta. In Latino family, Chicano, Chicana,
Latino, Latina,
yeah,
all the above.
all the above.
POC.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We go through childhood trauma.
Oh fuck.
So
She said this could be funny.
yeah, I mean, because when you hear what I gotta say, it might be funny. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. But
Okay.
it was traumatic. I don't know.
Mhm.
But I tend to laugh at traumatic moments. Like, I feel,
Mhm. Yeah, I feel
laughter
like,
is the way
coping
to
mechanism.
yeah, like, soothe the soul, like, laugh
Yeah.
at things that happen and keep it moving. But yeah, is there any childhood trauma um that comes with being in a Latino family for you?
Fuck, do you want me to start at A or Z? Just kidding.
He was ready. He's like, let me list
Literally.
them off right here.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna say all POC have some form of childhood trauma. Um, there's parts of me that kind of is like, fuck, like that could have been avoidable, but there's also parts of me it's like it's kind of made me who I am, and I'm kind of in a way grateful
Mhm.
because it kind of did made me like make my mindset to the point where it is now. Shoot, I wouldn't say that in college, but yeah, starting off with religion, I feel like there's
Mm.
tons of religious trauma in like POC households. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like people around me tend to use religion as kind of a pass to be disrespectful, to discriminate, just be like an overall like hateful person and be like, well, that's not me though. That's, whatever God they
Mhm.
believe in.
Mhm.
And it's like, bitch, like, you're told what's right, what's wrong automatically at like such a like young age. And I feel like that needs to change for sure.
Mhm.
There's also machismo energy or
Mhm.
whatever you want to call
Mhm.
it. Yeah, when you're POC, it's like you're the man of the house or like you're the woman of the house, whatever. You have to cook, you have to, very
Mhm.
traditional, what is it, 1960s?
Mhm.
It's very Miss Trenchful, I'm right, you're wrong and all that.
Yes.
So, yeah, I feel like there's kind of built-in roles that you're already assigned to, even though that's not what you want to do. And I
Mhm.
kind of feel like, ooh, chasing your dreams is kind of a bad thing in a way. It's like, well, is that going to get you money? It's like, bitch, is like, it's what makes me happy. It's like, I'm not trying to work, I'm not trying to be you in a different life form. I'm trying to be myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like there's tons of childhood trauma. Like I said, I could go on and on.
Which I think, especially, like, let me, like, a little
Uh-huh.
note, like, I, I see that very often too when you say about like following your dreams,
Mhm.
like your dream work and stuff. Like, that happens so often. Like, even
Yeah.
myself, like, it's still, again, when it's something non-traditional, that has a direct path. Like, and honestly, I feel like in a lot of, in I guess POCs know that, um, that when you're chasing like a traditional job, like the, because to the way that you get out of like to get like maybe into that generational wealth, the fastest thing like that comes to mind is like the lawyers, the doctors, and this
Yeah.
and that. And obviously, everybody wants to do that, but like not everybody
Is capable or want.
or
Yeah.
wants to do that. Um, which sucks and should really be changed because I think at least now I'm grateful for the way that I was raised because I'm taking notes
Hmm.
in terms of like
What to do and what not to
what
do.
not to do and what to,
Mhm.
because I feel like I struggled with that, and I feel that in order to break that chain of like según, right, that your parents are like,
Mhm.
oh, but I was treated way worse, with their, that my parent, saying
Yeah.
the parents with their, with their parents, sorry, my parents with, my grandparents, like the way that they were treated and they were raised, like
Mhm.
obviously it was much tougher. So it's like slowly, like I think each generation will slowly mold its way to whatever, their upbringing was,
Mhm.
and how they're gonna mold the next generation and their next, the children.
Mhm.
So for me, like now I feel like I am taking notes, like it mentally, like I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, like this caused me trauma. Let me not do that. With
Yeah.
if I were to get, have a family and do this and that.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, that happens a lot.
For sure.
I see in that. But sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't want.
No, you're all good. Shoot, fuck. I'm gonna tell y'all a story that fucked me up so bad. So it actually happened recently. It's not even childhood. I feel like, especially with POC, trauma continues throughout your life, no
Mm.
matter like I said earlier, it's like they're your family, but sometimes they could be like the most harming in your life. There was one time, I don't know what the fuck happened. Yeah, so somehow my family was like, again, like I'm not trying to isolate anyone.
Mhm.
My family was there on campus with me,
Uh-huh.
and a fucking football player walks by, and they're like, "That's supposed to be you. You're supposed to be playing football. I want you to do this," saying all the stuff they wanted me to do.
Mhm.
And I dead ass told him, I was all like, first of all, I'm a straight A student. I
Mhm.
got here at this university because I'm not discrediting, but I got here because of
Mhm. Your brains.
you see,
Yeah. Yeah.
my brain, the scholarships and all that
Mhm.
shit. Like I put in work, like just as much work, and it's like, how the fuck are you gonna still tell me like how you want me to be? It's
Mhm.
like, I'm a grown ass person. Like let me just like let go. Let me do what I want to do. Like let me become the person I want to be.
Yeah.
And so then when I called them out on that, obviously they were bothered, turned into a huge thing, and I could tell it bothered them because it was silent for a good while,
Mhm.
and then, so real tea, y'all. The way they apologized, they dead ass said, "I'm sorry for saying that. That's how I grew up." I was all
Dang.
like, "That's all you have to say." Like,
Sheesh.
first of all, that's not a fucking apology. I watch reality TV. Trust and believe.
Yeah, you're like throw the shoe like
Literally, I was like,
like reunion
this could
style.
go fucking Bad Girls Club in 5 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, that apology literally told me all I needed to know about that person. One, they're
Mhm.
fucking narcissists with
Mhm.
a victim complex.
Mhm.
Two, they're not gonna own up to anything that they like that they don't deem is is
Yeah.
wrong. And three, they're obviously not gonna change their old lifestyle for this new world that we're evolving into. So it's like I kind of I think about that a lot, just like disconnecting with that.
Mhm.
And it's like, this is gonna be so sad to say, but it's like if I were to like cut that person off, it's like, well, look at how you treated me. It's like it's kind of self-explanatory if it were to happen, not
Mhm.
manifesting, but if it were to happen and I addressed it, you had the opportunity to say like,
Mhm.
have ownership, and you didn't. So it's like you're obviously not gonna grow as a person. So I'm not gonna change you. Just stop trying to change me.
Yeah.
But yeah, childhood trauma definitely comes with POC households, and I feel like it's something that needs to be changed and will hopefully be acknowledged through the newer generations. I kind of already see a movement happening on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen those kind of videos.
Oh,
just like them addressing is like, well, no shit, while your child doesn't want to have a relationship with you, or like, when I become a parent, this is going to be changing, stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. I think that yeah, I've seen that happen now in most recent times. Um, and I think it's a kind of way, like, again, like like a way of standing up for yourself, and like, because I feel like too, when it comes to those conversations, um, like, obviously you have to communicate and express yourself in order to get the message across, or for them
Mm-hmm.
to really understand. And I feel like it's weird now that I'm older. I've gotten to accept, or not accept, but understand to. I'm not trying to like let them off the hook,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I know in my head it's like,
They should be held accountable.
yes, but it's like, yes, they should know better, but at the same time, I understand why they don't. Because again, seeing how they were raised, and I'm not trying to like take away, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I come to understand, like, oh, because this happened to me, and then they don't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, they don't know any better, and it's up to like, at least now I'm like, it's up to me to have those conversations, because they didn't have those conversations with
Their parents.
Yes,
Exactly.
so at least now, like I said, not getting them off the hook, but understanding them and putting myself in their place,
Mm-hmm.
where I can have those conversations. But at the same time too, if I know like it's not getting through them, then I just rather like hold my, keep it in and distance myself.
Okay, real tea.
Mhm.
Y'all let us know, like, even, I don't know if y'all feel comfortable DMing us. Is our thought process toxic? Like, should we just keep it in, or like fully just like cut them off, or like, is there a proper way? Because I don't know, I feel like with POC is like, you barely say something as like, I'm a bad family member, and it's like, all the shit I did, like, I'm a piece of shit now. It's like what the fuck? Like, all I said was like, the carne was burnt. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know. Like,
Yeah. I feel like now I'm starting to like, that's why I'm like, girl, I need therapy.
no, for real.
I'm like, dude, in order to, I feel like maybe unlock
Ooh.
that.
It's kind of looked down upon too in POC.
Yes. Okay. But we'll get into that another time. But
for sure.
yes. See, at least for right now, like I feel now that I'm older, I'm trying to like work through that.
Mm-hmm.
Because in order to like I feel like myself level up to be a better person, I need to be able to like break down apart things that happen in my life that I'm like, ooh, like I gotta make sure next time I know better, so that I'm not a hypocrite to what I'm preaching.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that could be forgotten too. Once you're like older, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you have to like, you unintentionally maybe revert to what you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, in the back of your head. But anyways, that's
And I kind of feel like that's where fucking being part, like, the baby of the family also hinders it too. It's like, oh well, they don't know any better. They're the baby.
yes, that too. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna stop right there. I'm not. This ain't no therapy session.
Yeah,
for me.
I know.
What about you?
We'll have another therapy session, but
Oh.
too based on your guys' questions, because I want to know response, and like,
Yeah, for
that,
sure.
because also I think about that too. I'm like, is it only me, or like, that's why I feel like having this conversation, like, it
Mhm.
brings like light
Awareness.
to, sorry, I didn't get to go through, but yes, I've had childhood trauma with being in the Latino family,
Mhm.
and for me it's weird. It's like being like, because of having extended family that
Could you define extended family? Just to be sure.
like, tios,
Okay. Just the people that aren't in your house.
yeah, that are not in the household.
Gotcha.
Sorry, yeah. That are probably not, they don't have a status here in the States. Unfortunately, like, they're not citizens. So we always struggle. Like, immigration's a big topic in Latino, and just in general, I feel like, but I feel, or I seen a lot, for the most part, it's in the Latino culture. Immigration's a big topic.
For sure. ICE.
Yes, so that is like a big fear. And the fear of like being taken away from your family, like, and guys, I'm gonna put myself out there. Yo no soy I'm a citizen. But I still have
sure?
I still have the fear, como haz de cuenta, como si no, because I feel like I'm so trained like because of certain family and people in your family that train you like, oh, pues tienes que watch out for the retén, like for the they're checking their driver's license. You're like, I'm afraid of the popo. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I'm just so trained to like figure out a way to kind of like divert from having
it's
encounters.
Like, let me take this extra 3
yeah,
streets.
exactly. Like from like basically like not like if I ever like encounter like as a police or like immigration, like my immediate thing is like to run the other direction. Y eso que like imagínate, like again, like I'm saying, it's not my situation, but I feel like it's so talked about. Like as de cuenta como, oh, you have to like as de cuenta, you're trying to like know your rights, or you have to be like, oh, like I was trained early on, like they cannot come into your house
without a warrant.
Exactly. Like you better keep that shit shut. You're talking through the door, like, or better yet, apagas las luces. Llega policía, somebody comes knocking. Everybody, like, quiet the, yeah, baja la música, carne asada over, like, baja las luces, corren, or like hide under the bed, like, And I'm gonna tell you a funny story that happened to me. I forgot something was happening. I guess an incident with a neighbor. But como we're all like in one like area, like 3 houses in one area. People I guess the cops got confused as to which one was house A, house B, house C. So the police were called for some complaint from the neighbors, not even mine. Pero I'm so trained that I didn't know I had I was trained like this until it happened, because they like knocked on the door and they were like, police. And I was like, and at the time I thought I was like, oh my God, because at the time I had music on. But I was like bumpy, like it was kind of loud, but I was like, it's not that loud to like for these police to knock, to like knock on my door. But I got scared, so the music's running, but I heard that like it was a loud bang, and it was like police, like we're here, like something, like it was something dumb. Chinga, like chinga, like I go to the freaking stereo, lower the music, and I turn off the lights, but like you can hear my little patitas, like trying to hustle, like trying to be quiet, but my heart was beating, and I was like, why am I like worried, like and apago las luces todo, and I'm like, you ain't hearing people. I go into my room, and I hide, and I'm like, I'm not answering shit. Like, and I'm a grown ass person. I'm like, I'm not even gonna lie. I was probably 18. I was 18. So I was growing up to know better, because I'm like, dude, I shouldn't be scared. But I feel like, again, how we're trained, like, corren, or, like, la mira, like, like even though I'm still ready, bro. Soy de aquí, but I'm still ready.
Like, you remember that mile time in high school?
Yeah,
just beat it right now.
For real, like everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened, and yo me quedé quiet, and but they started like open up, and then like I heard like some little commotion, like, hey, no, the like the emergency is over here, like from my neighbors, that they were like, instead of the police were supposed to go to them and not to me. So they were like, never mind, like through the thing. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
And then like I heard chatter that like, is someone like, like they were like, who could it be? Like they were like, I like to hear like little like whispering, like, yo, like like they never answered the door, and they thought like they were like, is it like a little kid? Like, what is it? So they never found out. But
damn.
Yo me quedé callada, like, yo no me moví until I knew the coast was clear, like, because I'm like, they're like looking at the window, like, pero yo no, yo me escondí todo. Y eso que I shouldn't have, hidden. But I told my parents later, and they're like, dude, like, you should not hide. But I was like, I know, but see how y'all have me, like, like I feel like the news, the media, everything kind of just like just makes you aware, and kind of like, I don't know, brings that fear, like. And two, like, we've all been like seen the news that the policía does bad things.
Oh yeah,
sure. Like to POCs and treats them differently.
Oh,
like
yeah.
we know that. Like, so it's not just something that Latinos go through, Black people go through, Asians, everybody. There's hate. I mean, we all know who they favorite. So
like, do we gotta say it?
So I don't even gotta state it, but anyways, yeah,
That's a scary movie too.
that's something like trauma, I guess, that for me, like, it's always just being aware of my surroundings, and just that fear, I guess, like that, because it automatically in my head, the popo immigration eyes, like, it's the fear is instilled in me where I'm like, I always have to like be trucha, like,
Yeah.
like, and there, I'm sorry, but in my head, or like, or in my environment, they're always made to seem like the bad guys instead of the
Yeah.
help. And
And it's sad because they're supposed to be like this protective figure
yeah,
when in reality it's like,
but we've seen the news and they're not
yeah.
most of the time our protectors, which is sad because we're unfortunately treated differently.
Even you, Paw Patrol. The fuck?
Fuck you, Pop.
Cancelled.
But yeah, that was like my little trauma story
Mhm.
that I had. So let me know if y'all relate to.
For
Like,
sure,
if
for
you know the drill too. Like, if they knock, like, what do you do?
Literally.
I want to know. Like, do you run to
We're
that?
trying to see who's privileged here.
Yeah. Take one step back or one step forward.
But I feel like that's kind of the pro side about trauma is like there's so many POCs that go through it, is like we kind of bond off of it.
That's true.
Like when you said like me and my this one family member is because I know they're antisocial. So it's like whenever there's people like coming or whatever, I'm like, let me grab.
For real, like, it's just, I'm sorry. I know we're laughing about it, but that shit's real, like, in our heads.
Because I feel like we could laugh about it because it's something that happens in our life. We're not just laughing about it because it's like,
yeah,
it's something that actually we could talk about and is in our like lifestyle.
Yeah, we're laughing through the pain.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the trauma.
Yeah. Speaking of laughing through the pain, let's kind of get away from being serious a little.
Yeah,
y'all got y'all's free therapy session. Like, let's
you.
change the mood. Let's change the mood. What's the best memory you had of being with your family?
Ooh, okay. This one was a tough one because, again, in Latino families, like, I'm sorry, but if this doesn't happen to you, like, I think that's rare, I guess. But in family gatherings or like in trips, I feel like the tensions are more higher. Like,
I feel like it's more stressful.
Yeah, we always get at each other's throats, and it's like even worse because we have nowhere to run to. Like, if it's a trip, like,
you gotta like, deal with it. Yeah,
we're in that car. We're like going to Vegas. Like, there's nowhere to run. Like, I can be like pull over, and then so we just stay mad like in the car. But then like apparently those are like sometimes like either like they're memorable in the sense like you can't forget because you're like, oh shit, we fought about this or
yeah.
But so it was hard like picking because I feel like something's always going on with the familia. But for me, this one was fun because actually this one was a great one that none of us fought. And I know it's weird. And it was actually at a graduation, a cousin's graduation, and it was super fun because even like my extended family was in the we took like a van to go to Sacramento. Sorry. Yeah. We took a van to go to Sacramento because they were graduating from a university in Sacramento. So obviously we're not from there, so it was like a 6-hour drive. I forgot how long. So we all took a van, like, the ones that take you, the ones that sometimes take out los viejitos over to like Vegas. I don't know if you've seen those stops, but yeah. So we got like one of those vans and we all like went there. But actually it was fun because we got to stay at a big ass house. Haz de cuenta como like actually at a field where they pick grapes. And at a big casa, y everybody like it was so amazing because we all like bunked with a cousin, and then like the adults got to be like have some fun, like we had some carne asada and we were just celebrating like my cousin, like it was just time to like of joy and reminisce because I feel like the family was like, damn, like as I could think of the parents were like, oh, they were proud of each other como because we were extended family, we're always there for each other. It's like, oh, you help raise, so and so, even though that's not their son, but as I cuenta como there's a connection there, like, oh
yeah, for sure,
we've been there for the hard times and the highs and lows, and they're talking about like, oh yeah, I remember we used to like we had to like buy candies for the kids like because they were in football and they were they would sell the candy. So the little moments like that were like, oh yeah, like we all attributed to him getting the degree. in some way, at least, whether it be like the presence of, the carne asadas and being there for each other, or just being able to talk about like the hardships of him being in university and just having those conversations. So for us, that was a really special, and it was for me, fun times that I got to like kick it with the cousins, bunk with them, because that's never happened. I feel like in Latino families, like no se hacen sleepovers. I don't know about you, but no se hacen sleepovers. So this is the first time we all like, we're getting together, and like, we don't have to leave each other, and we're all there. So, and the best thing too is like, because there were so many people, there's like different dynamics, so different, but it was fun because there's more people to talk to. So even if you were mad with someone, like, you can still talk with someone else and avoid them. But yeah, that was the most memorable. We had an awesome time, like, getting together for a wonderful day, which is to celebrate, like, again, my cousin's graduation. We all had a good time. The parents had a good time. Like, they were drinking. Like, we played games. We played like ¿cómo se llama? Oh my god, it's a Mexican bingo, but
loteria.
Loteria, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
We were playing loteria. We were like, my cousins had the there was like the little pool. There was a pool table at the house, so we got to play that. Even so then even the adults got to play with kids, and so it was just like an overall like beautiful time. Like, it was nothing that and I was so happy because, again, like I said, I remember nobody fighting. We all had a good time. We were there for a special moment, and and we had some good food. We had some great laughs, reminiscing, like, so it was a beautiful time. Memorable one that I won't forget. So yeah, I miss that. But I gotta know from you too. What was a memory?
So I can't say it was a trip because I feel like all of them are traumatic. Shoot, especially the one last year. I'll save that for
Another
if we do
time. An exclusive. No, just kidding.
Follow us on Patreon.
Yes, we need to do that.
Shoot. So if I were to pick a best memory,
Mm-hmm.
this is gonna kind of sound narcissistic, but it was during So for our university, there's this thing called like, and we don't know the exact name, but it's kind of like our major was like called communications, for those of you who don't know. Just like, it's an overall name. But it was kind of like a showcase of like what all the different majors were doing, and it was like all showcased in one, this one theater room. And I feel like for me that was the best memory I had for multiple reasons, because one, so it wasn't just family, but also it's like I feel like I made someone who I deemed as like a mentor proud. They really like appreciate like my work and like the artistry that like I made. So for them to be like damn, like congrats on what you did. I feel like that was such a like, because I don't really look for what's it called, validation from anyone. But that was I feel like that's the only time I feel like validation, or like when someone says like I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
From that person, I was just like, I actually felt it. Otherwise, it kind of feels like pity. That could be toxic, but yeah. But anyways, this is good. So yeah, I feel like my family, they came to watch like the short film I've been working on, and to see like, for them to see like something that I've put like so much effort and like work and thought and creativity into, and for them to be like, wow, like
he
like
did
good
that.
job. Yeah, like he popped off.
Yeah.
I feel like that was it was a glimpse of like who I was artistically. So they got to see like a side of me that I can't really necessarily show them like with work and everything else. So that was such like, I feel like it was a good moment, but also it was a good moment because my grandma got to see it. May she rest. Oh my gosh, bless her soul. Yeah, so I'm happy she got to see it before she went. So that's why it's a good moment. And then I know after we went to celebrate at this pizza place, and my cousin also got to see it, and it was a time where we haven't like been able to see him. May he rest too. But I feel like just them being able to see it before they pass, like so close to like their date. I feel like that's always a memory I'm always going to carry with me, and that's why it's so special.
Damn. That was so sweet. I love that. And I'm glad you have that memory. It's within you and heals the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay. Sorry. I don't I got a little bit like emotional right now. But
other than that, they're horrible. I'm just kidding.
He said it, not me. Just kidding.
And I'll say it again. Just kidding. Oh god, they're gonna hate me this
Anyways.
episode.
Oh my god, it's okay. We're gonna take the heat. It's okay.
Yeah.
But let's hype it up again
Hey.
by asking some quick rapid fire questions. We're that part of the segment. So I'm gonna pop off and ask you some questions, and we're gonna answer.
And we
them,
got a
okay?
time limit this time.
Yes. Okay. Yes, because we explained too much. So let's get into it. Quality time with mom or dad?
Ooh, I'm gonna say neither. I'm gonna choose my fish. I'm gonna say
He
that
said.
only because I know if I pick one, I'm not gonna hear the end of it.
Uh-huh.
And not gonna lie, is like if we spend quality time, depending on each person, it's
Mhm.
like I can see that going south real fast. So yeah, that's my answer. I'm not gonna elaborate because yeah, rapid fire.
I'm choosy. They know.
Ooh,
They know.
ooh,
And I'm
names,
sorry. They're
names.
gonna hate. But you know we have teams. So
Okay.
team dad.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Do you think your parents have a favorite?
For sure. And I'm gonna name them because I don't
Mhm.
care. It's not even me, my sister, or my older sister.
Uh-huh.
It's the fucking grandchildren.
Oh.
I know that they're their favorite, and we all know. But yeah,
You know what? The reason is because they can return them back to the parents.
oh, I thought you meant.
Yeah.
I thought that was going somewhere else. I was like, return them where?
No, you know, they would say the grandparents spoil the grandchildren
Yeah, because
more.
they don't gotta deal with
Yeah,
them.
they don't got like
Yeah.
they're like, oh, gracias, y te lo
It's like, oh, they need
yeah.
to change. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
But still,
Yes, I do think they have a favorite.
who,
Yes,
who
I'm
do
not
you
gonna
think it
name
is?
names.
Oh,
Yes,
Patreon
sabemos.
exclusive
But like
again.
I said, I teams. That's all. Period.
Do the
What's one meal your entire family can agree on eating? This is a
Fuck.
big one.
There's not one. It doesn't exist.
No.
Like, no. I mean, because we all have different favorites. Like, obviously, if it's like we're eating Chinese food, I picked it. Mexican food's one parent's like one person wants to eat Olive Garden. It's like it's no one's ever happy. So when we go to dinner, someone's probably miserable. That's all I say.
So there's nothing that can dang.
We'll just say Mexican food.
Mexican food.
Yeah.
Well, mine's yeah. For our family, it's Mexican food. It's the carne asada.
Yeah.
We can all agree on
Well,
that.
unless they cook it wrong.
No, I feel like we still eat it.
Even if it's burnt. I mean,
Even-
obviously you'll eat it, but it's like if it's your favorite. Like,
No, but you know, like at least we all agree.
do you have the
on, like,
tias that like complain about it though?
do I?
Or like the
No.
family member that always has something to say?
No.
No?
I feel like we have the piggy eater, but they don't say anything about the.
I feel like everyone has a picky
Yeah?
eater though.
Sorry, I guess not my family.
No, because I was just asking because I know there's a lot of people and it's stereotyped on like TVs like, oh, there's always that one person that talks shit about food.
Yeah. No. I don't know. Mine says either like I guess yeah. Carne asada, menudo. I feel like that we can
Ooh.
all like agree.
Nah, we can't even agree on that. It's either pozole or menudo. It's like,
Oh
fuck.
sheesh.
Team menudo.
Team menudo, yeah.
Hey, would you look at that? We finished in what? Less than, I don't know.
but-
But we did it.
Jinx.
No, that's during ESPN. Oh my gosh.
We got a rope.
Literally. But since we got time now. I'm just kidding. No,
Yeah.
no. We yeah.
Yeah.
This ain't a movie feature
No.
film time limit. It's time to put the tea in rant. You already know what time it is.
Woohoo.
Ooh. Okay, so for this topic,
Mhm.
we're doing AI and what do we think it has like the future holds for us with AI. So do you want to start with it or do you want me to?
I'll
Either
let you
one.
go for it.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all get that. My fucking TikTok's just it's cracked out. So there's a bunch of AI covers. So essentially they're getting this voice either from a cartoon character or even an artist, and these AIs are like practically nailing the songs like full out, like whether it's singing them like some of them aren't perfectly, but like I know someone did like, oh, what if Nicki Minaj had a verse on I think Alien Superstar on Beyonce's song, and that's like that verse sounded like it came from Nicki. Like it's like fuck it, if it's that good, what does that hold for like our like music industry or like just work in general? But I know it's like it's kind of bad, but there's a part of me that's like I kind of like it, not gonna lie, because okay, so there's this one, if y'all know me, one of my favorite characters is BMO from Adventure Time.
Mhm.
Could we put a picture? Is it copyright? I mean, it's commentary, right?
Let's put it up.
We're doing commentary on a TikTok, so I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the TikTok.
And walk away. 비된 보고 고백 후회되는
And it's something I never knew I needed till now. And I listen to that song way more than I do with the artist now. And it's kind of sad, but it's like two of my favorite things combined in one. So I feel like that's kind of a pro.
Yeah.
But it's also
Two
bad.
for one.
It's yeah, literally 2-for-1 special. Yeah, it's like, well, how do we know these? We don't know, but like, what if artists start saying like, screw it, let's see what this AI does to this song, and let me write those lyrics down. It's like, you know,
yeah.
How do we know like what's gonna be like 100% authentic or not?
Yeah, this is gonna be hard.
Yeah,
I don't. It's good and bad. I feel like anything with anything technology wise, I feel like we're always saying like, oh my god, like that next thing is gonna stop us from
doing this.
Yeah, doing this. Because I mean, come on, it's happened to where it's like, okay, when radio came and then television came, it's like, oh, people are gonna stop listening to that because now we have like Netflix and now we have this and you know, like,
streaming platforms.
Yeah, so it's like there's always that thing's always gonna happen. And obviously it brings like nerves to people. But AI specifically, like, I mean, I do worry. I'm like, honestly, because that could take jobs again, like no originality. Sometimes, you know, like it's going to be like super repetitive. And I'm like, I don't know. Is this going to be like, are they going to take over? Like, what is this? You know, like I feel like we've seen so many movies like technology gone bad. You know, where like they go rogue.
I Am Robot.
Yeah. But at least I would say AI has been a recent topic, especially I'm in the radio industry, so AI is a big topic right now. It sucks for disc jockeys, DJs, on air personalities because hey, AI, you know, Tracy or whatever can like easily replace now DJs and on air personalities because it's like, well, if you're like pretty generic, like you can easily be replaced because it doesn't take too. Yeah, like unfortunately, you know, if you're like, oh my god, like up next this song, it's like obviously like AI could do that easily.
Yeah. And a celebrity too.
Yeah, bring in some more spice, and you know they don't have to pay. You know, on air personality, they just pay for an AI like device. Like what is it? I don't know, whatever.
Sites. There's different things.
Sites that could easily pay and you know, pay for less that you don't have to. But anyways, I think it's just like it's good and bad. Like how you said, you get that masterpiece that you didn't think you needed in your life, and now you need it.
Yeah.
So there are pros and cons. For myself, like I'm in between because I do want to keep. You know, obviously there is a fear like I don't want it to ruin radio. Like I'm in the radio industry, so I'm like I want you know creativity and some thought, some real people that I'm talking to that I could connect with, and I don't want that to ever be gone for me personally. So yeah, good or bad, I don't know. I do like the songs and remixes that I'm seeing on TikTok.
Have you seen the one where it's like Patrick does like raps Nicki Minaj?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't it Patrick's
There's
singing like Old Town Road? No.
I wouldn't doubt. I mean, they have one for everything.
Like, I was
but
like, damn, he really
that
does sing
AI, like, ooh, he's putting his whole Patricia into it. Like, it's so good.
I heard Ariana Grande and The Weeknd singing Spanish, a Spanish song called fuck, I'm trying to remember the song.
You gotta send that to me.
Yeah, it was really good too. And I was like, damn, look at that.
You didn't send that to me?
I'm sorry. I thought you already knew. Like you, yeah, my bad. Yeah, it was like I forgot. It was like a Spanish song by Monchis y Alexandra. Like it was a song. But if I remember, we'll put it in. Or but if not, like you can search it up.
Yeah.
Just Ariana Grande and The Weeknd sing a song in Spanish. Like it'll pop off there. But yeah, it was really good. I didn't think I was like, damn, Ariana can speak Spanish.
I mean, in her new song. Not her new song, but did you see on her? Ooh, not to be a fan, but in her what's it called? Deluxe album recently, they did a Spanglish version of The Way. Ooh, I posted it on my story.
Oh really? No, yeah. Wait, I think I recently saw Mac Miller.
Yeah,
like there's like a violin.
Oh my
behind
God.
Mac Miller. Yo, that shit was what I needed. That I want that version
violence
out.
It's on the deluxe album.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll send you.
I'm gonna listen to that. Yeah,
I have
send
it
that over.
downloaded. We're putting it on the card.
But anyways, as you can see, pros and cons to AI.
For sure.
Things we needed and hopefully, I mean, I don't want it to ever get to a place where like, damn, where we don't need AI. You know, like obviously, like protect the jobs, our jobs, and not.
Well, if it makes my life easier,
I know,
and still get paid.
True. Yeah, if it does, like, I mean, you can be the judge of that. Let us know.
Yeah,
Are you a
it's
fan of AI too?
Yeah.
Or not? Yeah, let us know.
Literally.
But anyways, that wraps up our rant because we put the T-it rant, period. But yeah, be sure to join us on the next episode. Thank you so much for listening to Chillin y Spillin. And like I said, I'm greedy. Leave a like, subscribe, share, follow us on YouTube,
comment, even if you think it's funny. I want to see them emojis, whatever.
Yes, and comment what you maybe want to hear for future episodes too. We're always open. You know, there's this communication open.
Yeah, not gonna lie, family's such a huge topic. So if you have questions or advice you want about family,
yes,
we'll be sure to. We'll put a poll. We'll put a poll so it's anonymous, so people feel
so
sure.
that we can like include that in our podcast too, because we want you to be a part.
Because we ain't done. There's still a lot more to unpack.
We're family.
Hell yeah.
What stays here will stay, between us. Okay.
For sure.
But yeah, catch us in our next episode.
Later.
Bye. You've been listening to the Chillin y Spillin podcast with your host Emily and Hector. Follow the Chillin y Spillin podcast on Instagram, X, and TikTok at Chillin y Spillin. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a 5-star review. Thank you for listening. Join the Chillin y Spillin podcast again next Monday at 5 p.m.